Too much coffee in my week.
Okay. All right, we are live.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to our Curse of Strahd session. Um, I don't think there's really any announcements. We should be playing again next Monday. I'd like to thank Sirenscape, even though y'all can't hear it. It's definitely worth it. Um, we used Above VTT for our tabletop, and we're playing Curse of Strahd. DragnaCarta is Curse of Strahd Reloaded. So with that, I'm going to pass it off to Betty for a recap.
All right, so there's not really much that happened last episode except for a ton of Fight Club. So we started the episode continuing the fight with the hags, and Sweet Roll was unfortunately killed in this encounter. And then the hags morphed into new forms, which we again had to kill. And that took like an hour and a half. But Sweet Roll was kindly resurrected and brought back to life by Gregor. We got a ton of XP, but not as much as we initially thought. Now we're on our way back to town to hopefully rescue Stella. And we also got the Heartstone, and we now own the windmill.
You've got two kids too that are off in the woods.
I was about to ask about that. I was like, did we rescue it? I mean, I know we rescued them, but what happened to the chitlins?
They ran off into the woods like they were told to do.
Okay. So, yeah, Callisto, the kids know you. You want to go find them?
Sure.
What are we going to do with them?
Good. It would be the responsible thing.
It would be. It would be. Okay.
Are we going to take them back to town with us, or take them back to the camp?
I guess whatever's more convenient.
Well, his dad's in the camp.
How about dump them on the chicken or small army over here?
Also, the people in the camp, are they cured now?
Are you going to the camp to find out?
How long does that take?
Well, it's going to take you 2 hours to get back to town.
And how long is it going to take to get to the camp?
The camp's right outside the wall.
Well, then we're
Lobby.
going to go to camp.
Okay. The Lady Voctor and her associates depart, and they go back to their house. And she says to be ready on the 2 days from now for the full moon, so he can do the etherealness spell. But she's back in her mansion.
What? She didn't want to come in and see the poor starving people?
She's already said they're going to be moving them in town.
Yeah, said is one thing, doing is another. But we'll see.
What next? Do you expect her to invite them to dinner? Learn their names?
Yes.
Treat them like people?
At least. All right, so let's go find Daddy-O.
Alrighty.
All right, this circle here. Whoops. This circle here is where the refugee camp is at.
Okay.
So you take Myrtle and Fyodor to see Franz, that is,
Mm-hmm.
his father. Muriel's not with you right now.
Okay.
She's at the Blue Water Inn on top of the roof.
All right.
The claws on your hips looks like you're just wearing a little metal table around your waist.
You go to the tent where Franz was at before, and you see his sister leaning over him with a wet washcloth, wiping his forehead. The children come bustling in and scream, "Father, Father!" He barely wakes up enough to see them there, smiles, and falls back asleep.
Well, that was anticlimactic.
So
The-
killing the hags didn't break the curse.
They're still recovering from being addicted to dream pastries.
Oh.
So it's like opium.
Yeah.
The detox for a bit, apparently.
No, they got no choice because they ain't gonna get no more.
Look like a job for that never-ending flask of coffee I gave y'all.
All right, so here's the kids.
Thank you so much for the return. I wish there was something we could do to help you, but we've got nothing as it is right now.
Nah, no problem. We had some things to do anyways, so this was just a byproduct of that, right? So consider it even.
All right, it's lunchtime. You all going to head to lunch at the inn?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get a hot dog.
Okay.
Hot dogs at the end.
Oh, the hot dogs, you have mutton.
I gotta have sausage and bread.
So I will say the short order hot dogs are usually the best hot dogs ever.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Sheena,
Hmm.
could you toggle your invisibility off? There should be a note in your game log. Hold on.
Okay, didn't even join yet.
All right.
Oh, that hot dog was good.
So, funny story. I wasn't actually on. So you'll probably send it to me again.
What?
I had the D&D Beyond up, but I didn't actually have it opened.
She wasn't in above VTT. She was just on her sheet.
I was sitting there going, well, I would like to do that, unfortunately. I don't seem to have that.
All right. Recover the children from the forest. Dame, do you go up to your room before lunch?
Yeah, it was sweet roll.
Okay. You find a book lying on the top of the footlocker at the foot of your bed. It has a dagger with a curved handle embossed into the front of the book.
So it's a warning from somebody that likes to talk a lot.
Oh, this is my new guild.
The book is ancient. Its once supple leather cover now worn and cracked with age. A dagger with a curved handle is embossed on the front, its details still sharp despite the passage of time. Below the dagger, an elegant but faded script with the words, "In silence, death." The book emanates an aura of secrecy and darkness, its pages yellowed and fragile, filled with dense, meticulously handwritten text and illustrations.
Ooh, I am very, very curious. I'm gonna flip the pages so they catch my eye.
Do what?
I'm gonna flip through the pages. Does anything catch my eye?
Well, if you go over to your journal, you scroll down to the bottom, you've got Dane's book,
Ooh,
and
yay.
a secret assassin tome tells you what's in the book.
All right, cool. Thank you. Now, to business. Me and Sweet Roll are gonna have a talk.
Okay.
Activate spell. Excuse me.
I want an assassin book.
About 1 o'clock in the afternoon, there's a knock on your door if you're still up in your room, Demillion.
Have I talked to Sweet Roll yet?
What are you gonna talk to him about?
I want to ask him what happened when he died.
How was your
He
day?
doesn't remember. There was mist all around him. He couldn't see anything.
I'll cast the fucking spell. Oh, yeah, I'll do it once. There was mist all around, and he didn't see anything.
Just mist. Unending mist.
You're just a spot.
Is he aware that his eyes have changed?
No, he's not looked in the reflection yet.
Does he feel okay?
Yeah, he feels fine.
Hmm.
All right. Does he
Had
need
better
anything?
days.
Does he need anything?
No, he gets some food like normal.
Okay. All right. I'm going to start washing up then.
Okay. There's a knock on the door to your room.
All right.
Come in.
No.
It's Octavio.
Victavio, what are you doing here?
He's here with your tincture.
That is absolutely wonderful. Tell me how to do this.
Please be a suppository.
Well, you have to drink the potion when you first see the full moon, and it should keep you in docile fox form.
Oh, yay.
You've got 6 doses of the tincture of wolfsbane.
So I'll need more. This isn't permanent. I thought we talked about this. This was permanent.
No, I never said it was permanent. I said it didn't cure you at all. It's just supposed to help a little bit.
They put a Band-Aid on it.
Okay, I understood it wasn't a cure because I was still going to turn into a fox. Nobody said that I'd have to take multiple freaking doses.
Well, for the next full moon,
So I've got 6 months.
yeah. No, you've got 3 months. Full moon's every 2 weeks here.
Are you serious? Are you serious right now? I mean, what kind of hellscape is this? No.
Had to go through to get it.
Okay, so now this is like some freaking Skyrim. I have to go collect more flowers to make more potions to make sure that I don't turn into a freaking werefox.
Right.
That's why you don't get scratched.
Thank you for making the neurotic more neurotic, Ian.
So, important question. You said when she sees the full moon, she's supposed to take this tincture.
Yeah.
Is this pre or post change because I don't really want to have to hold down a fox and make it take its medicine.
Look, I'm going to be holding on to this potion for dear life. And the moment that full moon comes into view, I'm going to suck it down my throat. That's all there is to it. So don't worry about it. I got it.
Or you just enjoy being a werefox.
Shush.
I guess we could like put it on a piece of meat or something.
Well, I was doing with the full moon, you only last the night, right? Like once the night's over, you turn back to normal. Yes, no?
God,
Yeah.
I would hope so. Yeah.
Thought it's well, I don't know. I thought historically it was always 3 nights for the werewolves.
It's a werefox. I don't know.
Shut your mouth, okay? We're going with 1. We've already got full moons every 2 fucking weeks here. So, I mean, give
Well, I
me
would
what
think-
little things I can get.
Well, with a full moon cycle like that, then I would imagine that it would be pretty frequent, like more frequent, to be honest. So maybe 5 days.
Sean, I know where you live.
Me too. I'm kidding.
All right. So it's now 1:00 p.m. on day 8.
Before we do this, I'm putting the potion on the leather strap around my neck.
Okay.
So it will be on me at all freaking times.
I think we could probably use a long rest at some point.
It's like noon.
I realize that it's like midday, but I'm just saying at some point before we get into anything major.
I
Well,
agree.
you've got 2 days until the full moon. And that's when the etherealness spell needs to take place, on the night of the full moon.
We're
That's
going to
when
have
you're
time to
gonna
rest.
really rescue Stella. So how you're gonna hold off on turning into a fox, even docile or not, and going into the ethereal plane to help rescue Stella? I don't know how that's gonna work.
It's not.
Okay.
Dude,
So,
you chose this.
You all have got downtime. I've got some suggestions for what you could do. If you got anything you want to do that you want to tell me about, let me know. Or I can read you off the suggestions that I've got.
I would say go ahead and read your suggestions.
Yeah, what you got?
All right, for Dame, she can explore Valaki's hidden corners. She could study the tome, delve deeper into it that she just found, forge alliances, craft poisons and toxins, train with sweet roll. Then for Callisto, we've got archery practice, scout the surroundings, train with other fighters, hone her hunting skills, research magical creatures. And for Gregor, you've got meditate and commune with Caden, assist the town folk, study religious texts, and train in combat. Those are just some ideas.
Okay.
Can we do 2 things?
Do what?
Can we do 2 things?
Yeah. You've got more than a day to wait.
I figured I'll scout and do some archery practice then.
Okay.
Can we do all the things?
Well, like, so we could take a short rest and do some like resting type things, like reading and
Okay.
and crafting shit,
Okay.
and then we could do some heavy shit like archery or going and exploring the town. What do y'all think? Should we get our long rest in while also doing some stuff?
Sure.
Or not our long rest, but our short rest, at least.
Well, a short rest only takes like an hour, so I mean, we could just kick up on our heels for a bit somewhere.
And I'm gonna lie down in the bed and open the book,
Okay.
start reading. Actually, I'm at max hit points. I don't know what I'm worried about.
So you're reading the book. Everybody taking a short rest right now? Is that what you're saying?
Probably wouldn't hurt. I mean, I'm still dinged up. I
Okay.
don't know if there's any reason for it, but what the heck.
You can take a short rest now, or you can wait till tonight and take a long rest.
I'd say just wait and take a long rest tonight. It seems silly to. I mean, unless everybody just wants a nap.
It's fine with me either way. I mean, I could use a short rest for hit points from just that view, but I don't really get much other than hit points from a short rest, so I'm fine either way. No doubt. I thought we got disconnected. Thank you.
You're welcome. I'm sorry. I'm reading.
It's cool.
So no short rest.
What would your suggestion be as a DM? Which would benefit us the most?
Since you're just dealing with downtime stuff right now, I'd say wait for the long rest.
Okay.
All right.
Let's go with me.
Okay. It's now 7:00 on day 8. Dinner at the Blue Water Inn. Tonight's dinner is wolf steak with boiled potatoes and carrots and country brown gravy, bread with no butter or cheese.
That sounds delicious.
Did you say wolf steak?
And Danica says, "I'm sorry, but we're out of Red Dragon Crush. You'll have to just have Purple Grape Mash number 3. It's all we've got left right now."
You got any water?
Yeah.
Could I have some?
You sure?
Why? Y'all got some dysentery up in this town?
Well, at first.
But normally everybody likes to wash their dinner down with wine, not water. So, but yeah, I can get you water if you want.
Yeah, I prefer some water. What about some lemon? You got some lemon back there?
Lemon. I don't believe I know what you're talking about.
That's all good. We're fine.
I'll
Thank
take a
you.
whole bottle of wine, please.
Do what?
I'll take a whole bottle of wine, please.
But you don't drink.
I know.
All right, that's a silver piece for a bottle of Purple Grape Mash number 3.
But again, did you say we're having wolf steaks?
Yeah.
Oh. Mother, oh. Who eats wolf?
People with no other food alternatives.
Ooh. I think I'll be sticking to the carrots and
I mean, if the wolves keep on attacking town, they've got to have somebody to help keep the wolves away. And what are you going to do with dead wolves? You're not going to bury them. You're not going to burn them. Might as well eat them.
Not necessarily. Great pelts, great dog food.
And then they eat the dogs.
Ooh. Ooh. Just, no.
Okay, so it's now 10 o'clock on day 8. You can go to bed or stay up and listen to Rick Tavio tell a story.
Well, the hell, we're gonna listen to. Well, I'm gonna listen to Rick Tavio tell a story. I don't know about y'all, but I'm curious.
Rick Tavio, the flamboyant half-elf bard known to the citizens of Valaki, leaned closer in the firelight, his eyes gleaming with a mixture of mischief and mystery. The inn was dimly lit, the shadows flickering on the walls as he began his tale, his voice dropping to a conspiratorial whisper. "Gather round, friends, and let me share with you a tale both chilling and curious, a story of zombies and a most peculiar feline. The This is not a tale for the faint of heart, but I assure you it is one you will not soon forget. He paused, allowing the crackling of the fire to build the suspense before continuing. Many moons ago, in a village not unlike this one, there was a cemetery on the edge of town. It was a place of restless spirits and forgotten graves, where the dead did not always rest easy. The villagers spoke in hushed tones of strange happenings, but none dared to investigate too closely. One night, under a blood-red moon, a grave was disturbed. From the cold, dark earth emerged a figure, its flesh rotting, its eyes vacant, a zombie driven by an insatiable hunger for the living. But this zombie was not alone. From the same grave crawled a creature unlike any other, a cat with fur as black as midnight and eyes that glowed with an eerie green light. This was no ordinary cat, but a creature bound to the zombie, cursed to wander the night together. The villagers soon learned to fear the sounds of shuffling feet and soft padding of paws in the dark. Those who encountered the pair spoke of a chill that seeped into their bones, a terror that froze their hearts. The zombie, lumbering and relentless, was a fearsome sight, but it was the cat that truly haunted their nightmares. It moved with a grace that belied its undead nature, and its eyes, oh, those eyes, seemed to pierce through to the soul. One by one, the villagers fell victim to the pair. The zombie would drag its prey into the shadows, while the cat walked with a malevolent intelligence. But it was not hunger that drove the cat, it was vengeance. For you see, the cat was once the beloved pet of the grave's original occupant, a witch wronged by the villagers. Her final curse bound her spirit to her feline companion, turning it into an instrument of her revenge. The villagers, desperate and terrified, turned to an old hermit who lived on the outskirts of town. He was rumored to know the ways of the arcane, and they begged him for a solution. The hermit agreed, but his price was steep. The villagers had to unearth the witch's remains and burn them under the light of the next full moon. With heavy hearts and trembling hands, the villagers did as they were told. The night of the full moon arrived, and they gathered around the pyre, the witch's bones crackling in the flames. As the fire consumed the remains, the zombie and the cat appeared, drawn to the scene. The zombie fell to the ground, its body crumbling to dust, but the cat, oh, the cat, let out a mournful wail that echoed through the night. And then in a burst of green light, the cat vanished, its spirit finally freed from its curse. The village was safe once more, but the memory of those haunted nights lingered, a grim reminder of the price of vengeance. Rictavio leaned back, a satisfied smile playing on his lips as he surveyed his audience. So remember, dear friends, not all that returns from the grave seeks to feast on flesh. Some spirits are bound by ties of love and vengeance, and their stories are as chilling as any ghostly wail in the night. He tipped his hat, the firelight dancing in his eyes. Beware the shadows and keep your cats close, for you never know what secrets they might hold.
So, what was the cat before she turned into a cat?
She was a cat. She was the witch's familiar.
Okay, and when the witch died, she died too?
Yeah.
That's really sad.
Awful.
Poor kitty. Poor witch. I mean, not that I'm a witch or anything. Looks around nervously. Yeah.
Witch, she's a witch.
No, I got better.
So, did the cat die like a peaceful death, or was it just like walking around and spontaneously exploded or something?
It died a peaceful death.
Okay.
She loved her kitty. She made sure.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm sure that has some sort of meaning in the gameplay we're going to be experiencing at some point. But for now, bravo.
That was cute.
Okay, so it's close to 11 o'clock. Y'all want to take a long break now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes, boss.
Been looking forward to this all day.
All right. During the night, none of you have any dreams whatsoever. You finally get a decent night's sleep for once.
I wouldn't know what to think if I didn't have dreams.
Do what?
That would be very disturbing to me if I didn't have dreams.
Huh.
And my character as well.
Yeah.
So, yay, peaceful night's sleep. Could be thinking about that all day tomorrow. What did I do wrong? Why didn't she give me any dreams? She not like me anymore.
Has everybody got their hit points taken care of from the long rest?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
And everybody's already got their character sheets up to level 8, right?
Yep.
Yes, boss.
Okay. That hasn't happened yet. It will, though, but you got it done and out of the way to start off with. So you wake up at 9 in the morning and have breakfast at the inn. Bacon and eggs, bread and sausage. You can continue to work through the downtime items as you wish. The only item on the docket for the day is the Feast of St. Andrew, which will occur at sunset at 6 p.m.
I would like to explore the town.
You would like to what?
Explore the town.
Okay.
What are y'all gonna do? Shoot some arrows?
What are you doing, hun?
Did I already scout and practice my archery, or was that yesterday?
That was yesterday. You can do it again today if you want.
Okay, I guess I'm going to study the animals this time.
Okay.
Did I do anything yesterday?
You didn't say, I don't think.
Oh, my bad. I would have
Laid
spent
your
that
ass on the bed and snored is what you did.
I mean, I could have spent like time, catching up with my God. Been like, God, I know it's been a while.
And the rest of us are like, shut up.
You practice your archery, you search for critters, you find wolf tracks, werewolf tracks, other tracks that you don't recognize at all. You're still reading your book, Dame?
Yeah, and I also have a field book that I keep notes in.
Okay.
So I'm gonna draw down the types of tracks I don't recognize.
Okay.
For later identification.
Okay. Is there anything else y'all want to do?
I want to learn Kung Fu, practice my combat skills.
All right. You practice with your warhammer. You draw a crowd. They watch you as you're practicing your fighting skills. Not seeing an animated suit of armor do anything like this before. They are kind of standoffish, though.
Racist.
All right.
Crowd a little flex.
Okay, at 5 o'clock, Dame. As the day turned to dusk, Dame sought solace in a secluded grove, her heart heavy with the weight of her new knowledge. Kneeling in the soft grass, she began to meditate and pray, her thoughts reaching out to her goddess Vale. The shadows deepened around her, and the air grew chill as an ethereal glow appeared before her. Vale stood there, serene and commanding, her presence both comforting and intimidating. Dame, she spoke, her voice a melody of power. To wield the true power of fear, you must understand its essence. Let me guide you. The lessons that followed were intense and otherworldly. Vale's whispers filled Dame's mind, teaching her how to use her voice and presence to invoke terror. Each word, each inflection has a weapon, a tool to unravel the sanity of her foes. The training was grueling, but by the time it was full dark, Dame felt a new power thrumming within her. You've now got access to your words of terror.
All right, madam, before you go, can we talk about this whole fox thing?
Fox thing?
Why am I being forced to be turned into a fox? Can't you save me?
That's something you have to figure out on your own. I cannot make that decision for you.
Not even a little hinty hint?
You'll find out on your own soon enough. I'm sure of it.
Okay. So it is. Thank you for the knowledge you've shared with me tonight. I feel blessed.
You're welcome. Do y'all want to go to the Feast of St. Andrew at the church or not?
I don't know. Is there going to be more wolf steaks?
No, there's no actual feast. They just call it the Feast of St. Andrew, and they all come in and have a ceremony around the bones. You don't have to go if you don't want to.
So
Well,
they're
yeah, I
not
want
even gonna feed us.
Do what?
They're not even going to feed us. Oh, sorry.
Do they at least have street food?
No, there's the inn. All right. Basically, the rest of the day you've got nothing to do except just continue doing your downtime activities.
Now, what was this spell I learned apparently?
Words of terror.
Oh, okay. It's under features and traits.
All right, this is not going to make sense time-wise, but this is something that happened earlier in the day today. The sun had barely arisen over the gloomy horizon of Vallaki when Dame stumbled upon an ancient tome. It was laying on the footlocker at the end of her bed at the Blue Water Inn. Its cover adorned with a sigil of unknown origins. The air around it was heavy with a sense of foreboding, and as Dame opened the book, the words within seemed to whisper to her, inviting her to learn their dark secrets. The tome detailed the art of psychic blades, weapons forged not of steel but of pure thought and emotion. Dame spent the morning and afternoon immersed in its teachings, her mind absorbing the forbidden techniques of the Bial Verzi, an ancient sect of assassins. She practiced relentlessly, letting her anger and fear crystallizing into shimmering blades of psychic energy. So now you've got access to your psychic blades.
Hell yeah, I do.
And everybody goes to sleep and everybody has a dream. Chameleon, you're up first. That night, as Dame drifted into a restless sleep, the air around her seemed to grow heavier, the shadows in her room darker. She found herself back at the old bone grinder, the cursed windmill of Morgantha and her daughters. The air was thick with the stench of decay, and the wind howled through the broken windows like the wails of tormented souls. Morgantha appeared before her, a twisted smile on her lips. "You think you can defy me, little shit?" she hissed. The dreamscape shifted, and Dame was surrounded by shadowy figures, their faces hidden, but their presence oppressive and terrifying. Desperation and rage surged within Dame. She felt the technique she had practiced earlier manifest instinctively. Psychic blades formed in her hands, cutting through the shadows of the brilliant, otherworldly light. Morgantha recoiled from her form wavering. As the hag lunged at her, Dame's voice, honed by Vale's teachings, echoed through the nightmare. "Back, foul creature," she shouted. The words of terror infused with the dark power. Morgantha screamed, her form dissolving into the darkness, the sound reverberating in Dame's mind. The nightmare began to fade, but as it did, a voice, Vale's voice, whispered to her, "Beware the shadow that guides you, for it holds a secret darker than the night." Dame woke with a start, her body drenched in sweat. She felt a strange sense of empowerment. The skills she had learned and the cryptic warning from the dream lingered in her mind, adding a layer of intrigue and tension to her connection with Vale. The dawn of a new day cast a pale light through her window. The shadows of night before remained. The remainder of the power she now wielded and the mystery still awaited her. So that was Dane's dream.
Good day.
Callisto's
Even Milo's appalled.
Okay, this is Callisto's dream. The night was oppressively dark, the air thick with scent of earth, damp earth and decay. Callisto found herself standing in a forest, the twisted trees towering above her, their gnarled branches reaching out like skeletal fingers. The moon hung low in the sky, casting an eerie glow that barely penetrated the dense canopy. The silence was absolute, a heavy blanket that smothered even the faintest whisper of sound. Callisto's heart pounded in her chest as she navigated the shadowy woods, every rustle of leaves and snap of twigs sending shivers down her spine. Her bow was clutched tightly in her hand, the familiar weight of it offering little comfort. She had no memory of how she had come to be here, but the oppressive dread that filled her made her painfully aware that something was terribly wrong. She moved deeper into the forest. The trees began to thin, revealing a clearing bathed in silver moonlight. At the center of the clearing stood a massive bear, its fur matted and dark, its eyes glowing with malevolent hunger. Callisto's breath caught in her throat, her intense fear of bears gripping her in a vice of terror. The bear's growl rumbled through the clearing, a low, threatening sound made her blood run cold. Frozen in place, Callisto watched the bear as the bear began to advance, each step deliberate and menacing. She knew she had to act, but her fear had held her paralyzed. Suddenly, a voice, soft and soothing, whispered in her ear, cutting through the fog of her panic. Focus, Callisto. Use your fear. Channel it into your aim. The voice was familiar yet strange, a comforting presence that felt both foreign and known. It was as if the forest itself was speaking to her, urging her to find strength within. Taking a deep breath, Callisto forced herself to move, her hands steadying as she knocked an arrow to her bow. The bear was closer now. The growl was getting louder. Its eyes locked onto her with a predatory gaze. She drew the bowstring back, her fingers trembling, and took aim. Ignore the shadows. See through the darkness. Strike true. The voice guided her, filling with a sense of calm determination. She focused her gaze, ignoring the bear's menacing presence, and aimed for the faint glow of its eyes. Her hands stopped shaking. Her breath steadied, and she released the arrow. The shot was perfect. The arrow flew through the air, striking the bear between its eyes with a precision that seemed almost supernatural. The beast let out a deafening roar, its massive body convulsing before collapsing on the ground. But Callisto knew it wasn't over. She could feel the presence of more threats lurking in the shadows. From the forest's edge, more bears emerged, each one larger and more terrifying than the last. Panic threatened to overtake her, but the voice returned, stronger now. Do not fear. You are a sharpshooter. You see beyond the chaos. You strike with deadly precision. Callisto's vision sharpened, her fear transforming into a cold, calculated focus. She moved with fluid grace, each arrow she released finding its mark with deadly accuracy. She ignored the bear's attempt to hide behind trees and rocks, her arrows piercing through the cover as if it were not there. Time seemed to stretch and blur, each shot a testament to her growing mastery. The bears fell one by one, their roars fading into silence. And as the last bear collapsed, the forest around her began to dissolve, the shadows retreating, the oppressive dread lifting. Callisto awoke with a start, her body drenched in sweat, her breath coming in ragged gasps. But there was a new strength within her, a confidence that hadn't been there before. She had faced her greatest fear and emerged victorious, her skills honed to a razor's edge. The nightmare had gifted her with the power of a sharpshooter, and she knew that no shadow, no fear could stand in her way again.
Like the Wizard of Oz of dreams.
I don't like it. There was a lot of bears.
All right, Gregor, your nightmare.
Yay. My nightmare.
The night was heavy with unsettling quiet as Gregor the Warforged cleric entered sentry mode. The metallic body he inhabited felt cold and foreign, a constant reminder of the humanity he feared he was losing. His consciousness slipped into a dreamscape where the world was twisted by shadows and echoes of his deepest fears. Gregor found himself standing in a desolate landscape, the sky above him a swirling vortex of dark clouds. The ground beneath his feet was cracked and barren, and a wasteland that mirrored the turmoil within his soul. He looked down and saw his body, not the shining armor of a warforged, but a grotesque amalgamation of flesh and machine. His human features were distorted by jagged metal and glowing circuits, an abomination caught between man and machine. As he walked through the wasteland, a chilling wind began to blow, carrying it with it the whispers of lost souls. The whispers grew louder, forming words that called out his sanity. You are nothing but a machine. You have no soul. You are lost. The voices repeated in the relentless chant, each word a dagger to his fragile sense of self. Suddenly, the ground beneath him cracked open, the tendrils of darkness wrapped around his legs, pulling him into the abyss. He struggled, but the more he fought, the tighter the tendrils became. He was dragged deeper. The air grew colder, the darkness more suffocating. He could feel the last vestiges of his humanity slipping away. In the depths of the abyss, a monstrous figure emerged from the shadows. It was a twisted reflection of himself, a warforged devoid of any semblance of humanity, its eyes glowing with a malevolent light. The figure stepped closer, its metallic footsteps echoing ominously. Who are you? Gregor whispered, and his voice trembling with fear. I am your future, the figure replied, its voice a chilling monotone. I am what you will become if you abandon your humanity, a soulless machine bound by darkness. The figure raised a hand, and from his chest an amber shard began to glow. The light from the shard was both alluring and terrifying, casting long shadows that danced around them. Gregor could feel its power, a dark, seductive energy that promised strength, but threatened to consume him. Embrace the darkness, the figure intoned. Accept the shard and gain the power of the night, or be lost forever. Gregor's heart pounded in his chest, his mind racing with fear and doubt. But as the shadows closed in around him, he knew he had no choice. He reached out, his hand trembling, and grasped the amber shard. Pain seared through him as the shard fused with his body, the darkness clawing at his soul. In an instant, the tendrils of darkness released him, and he was lifted into the air. The oppressive weight of the abyss vanished, replaced by a sensation of weightlessness and freedom. He soared through the darkness, the amber shard in his chest glowing brightly, illuminating his path. Use the night, the voice of the twisted figure echoed in his mind. Let it guide you. Let it lift you above your fears. As he flew through the shadowy expanse, Gregor felt a connection to the twilight, a bond that transcended his fears and doubts. He understood now that the amber shard was not just a source of power, but a bridge between his humanity and his warforged nature. It allowed him to access his abilities that he never dreamed of, to embrace the darkness without losing himself to it. The nightmare began to fade, the landscape dissolving into shadows. As Gregor descended back to the ground, he felt a sense of peace wash over him. He knew that the path ahead would be difficult, but he also knew he had the strength to walk it. When he awoke, the memory of the nightmare was vivid in his mind. He touched the amber shard now embedded in his chest, feeling its warmth and power. Gregor stood, his resolve strengthened, and it was not just a machine. He was a protector, a guardian of the twilight. And with the power of the amber shard, he would face whatever challenges lay ahead, embracing the night and the light within it. And you wake up.
Mm-hmm.
You are now our 8th level, and you have your new abilities.
Woo-hoo! Thank you, Daddy.
Thank you, Daddy.
All right, it's now 9 o'clock a.m., day 10, day of the full moon.
And what time does the full moon rise?
About 8 o'clock at night.
Oh. So it's what time now?
9 o'clock
At night?
in the
In the
morning.
morning.
Morning. Okay. I misheard part of that, and I was just getting some clarification here. Sorry.
So what do y'all want to do?
Well, imagine the fleshies will probably want some breakfast.
Right.
Kind of fleshies.
Squishies.
Yeah. And then I want to make some potions and toxins.
Make some potions.
And toxins.
Okay.
So I'm not sure how to go about that.
Have you a poison maker kit? Hold on.
Good question.
Okay.
That was weird. Okay, now we're getting different voices.
It sounds like a stop now, though.
Yeah. I do not have a poisoner's kit.
Then you won't be able to make a kit unless you go buy supplies from the apothecary.
I'm going to check out the apothecary. Anybody want to come on?
Yeah, sure, I'll go.
I'm gonna spend some time making some holy juice.
Holy
Holy
juice.
juice?
Yeah, some
It
holy
means
water.
watching porn.
Holy water! Yeah.
Gross.
All right. So you all go.
Holy water. Holy oil?
Just stop.
Again, we all know I have the mind of a 10-year-old boy.
Give it back.
Motherfucker. Zealand.
So you're going to the apothecary.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. We'll say the apothecary is up here. Gregor, you'll be at the church making your holy juice.
Them crosses really do it.
Okay, I gotta take a pee break. I'll be right back.
Do you care
It's
for
the
your smoke
ones.
break?
Yeah, that's cool.
All right. I'll be back in a minute.
Okay.
We're back, by the way, if anybody else is.
No, there was only Zoom.
I'm back.
No.
Nice
Alright.
outfit.
Okay. Do you have an herbalist kit name?
What?
Do you have an herbalist kit?
I did. Finish it. Oh. I do not.
Okay.
I have a forgery kit, a mess kit, a disguise kit, and a primer's kit.
Okay. So what are you going to get at the apothecary?
I'm gonna look and see what they got,
An
and then
herbalist.
try and make some wagers. Okay, it's great. I completed them all last a long time ago. Why are you telling me this? Okay, you're telling me again. Cool.
I have an herbalism kit if you want it.
Oh, really? That
Mhm.
would be super sweet of you. Is there anything I could give you in return?
No.
I have a bell of vicious mockery.
A bell of vicious mockery.
Yeah.
Sure.
You can have my bell of vicious mockery.
Okay.
It's basically a bell that when you chime it, it has the same effect as vicious mockery.
Oh, nice.
So I'll unequip mine if you want to add one to your equipment.
Okay.
And what did you give me?
It's a herbalism kit.
I already checked. I ain't got jack shit for kids.
All right. Sweet. So now what am I looking for? A poisoner's kit.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know if it exists or not, to be honest with you.
Yes, a poisoner's kit does exist.
Okay. How much
And
does it cost?
typically 50 GP.
So it'd be 100 GP to buy it at the apothecary.
What about precious gems?
Or what?
Precious gems.
It depends on what they are and how much they're worth.
Well, I have 2 carnelians that are worth 100. I have I have 5 carnelians that are worth 250. 10 actually. I don't know how I ended up with 10. But I have 10, and then I have a diamond that's worth 15,000. Another worth 5,000.
1,500.
No, 15,000.
Wow.
Yeah. I have a pearl worth 100, another pearl worth 100, a peridot worth 500, another peridot worth 500, two worth
I'll
1,000
I'll take a pearl for the poisonous kit.
pearl. Which pearl would you like? Let's see. Yeah, I got just 2 pearls. So they must be rare. So I will delete that from my inventory and add a poison kit. Hell yeah, wheeling and dealing. Thank you for doing business, sir.
Yeah. Find any ingredients to use for that poisoner's kit?
Boy, do I. What do you have available?
I've got your typical poisoner's equipment to make toxins for your weapons, to help hunting or whatever you're going to do.
All
I'll
right,
tell you what, I'll give you enough to make 3 vials of poison if you give me that other pearl.
don't see a lot of pearls around here, do you?
Not really.
Let's say we make it 4 bottles of poison, and you can have the pearl.
All right, that's fair enough.
Thank you very much. Maybe from my inventory. Is there anything y'all want to buy?
I think I'm good on potions and everything.
I'm still making my holy oil.
I'm gonna look around. Is there anything interesting I come across? Do I need to roll for that?
Roll a perception check. No, you really don't find anything else interesting.
Damn, with a 19, that sucks. All right. Just off we go to make poison. Do you mind if I test it out on you, Kelly?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Well, not quite. I need to.
So you've got stuff to make poison now. What are you going to do now?
I want to go back to my room and make some poison.
Okay.
And read my book on the best poisons to make.
Okay. So you go back to the Blue Water Inn.
Yes, sir.
Ricavio steps up, knocks on your door.
Yes, yeah.
Are you ready for your transformation tonight?
As ready as I'll ever be, like Marie freaking Antoinette.
So excited.
So excited.
I'm cautious. We certainly do not need to pin her down or anything.
No, if she takes the tincture, she should turn into a fox.
Okay.
Like, am I gonna know who I am when I'm a fox?
I don't know. Most people say they black out and don't remember anything when they change.
Fine. Cool. All right. What time is it, by the way?
It is. We'll say it's noon now.
Okay, so another question. when I do turn, what happens to everything that's on me?
It does not transform with you. You transform, you lose your clothes, your equipment, and all that. It just falls to the floor.
So basically, I gotta go find myself somewhere. I gotta stand naked and stare at the moon.
Yep.
Well, thank God I'm gonna be turning into a fox because at least I can run away before anybody catches me and freaking burns me at the stake.
No, it's okay. Everybody's used to people hurting dead animals around here.
I mean, you could wrap up in a sheet.
There we go. We're gonna toga this bitch. Yeah. Anything else important that you think I might need to know before this happens?
Well, I've heard you can hold back the change for a little bit. So if you have something you need to do while you're still in human form or Gimbot's form, then I would try to hold back on your transformation if you can. You might be able to do that.
Yeah, you can just hold in your menses, can't you?
Right? It's like telling me I have a way of not making these things happen if it's not legitimate. You know? I don't feel like this is legitimate.
All right. So what are y'all going to do?
Well, I have one more question.
Okay.
So what happens if I'm able to hold back and I go into another plane?
I honestly have no idea.
Well, I guess we're about to fuck around and find out, aren't we?
Stay tuned to see.
All right, I just turn around and go back to making potions.
Okay.
I might need that bag of holding later for all my shit when I turn into fox mode. Make sure you pick it all up, please.
Okie dokie.
So what now?
I'm making potions. How long does that take?
We'll say a couple of hours.
And what do I get out of it?
4 poison potions.
Basic.
Yeah.
Well, I guess I'll make me a few more flasks of holy water then.
Are you spending 20 silver per flask?
Let me double check. Make sure I got it. Do I have to spend the silver or do I just need the material?
You need to spend the silver to make sure that the material is good enough for you.
You said it's 20 silver?
Per flask, yes. And a bless spell.
Let me see what I got here.
I have an empty perfume bottle if you want it.
Sure. Why is all my stuff empty now?
Well, you know.
Oh, I got a filter on. I guess I could sell my body.
What?
I got a couple of shields and a short sword I could pawn off on somebody if that would get me through.
30?
Yeah, I got about 30 of them. No, I got 2 shields and a short sword.
And you wanted to use that to pay for the holy water?
Or cash it out at least.
Okay.
Actually, I got a splint mail. How about I just pawn that off?
Okay.
wrestle it out of the bag of holding, I guess.
Okay.
I have some weird shit in my inventory.
Now, a split mill is valued at 200 gold. Can I pawn that, or what amount am I allowed to pawn that off for?
100.
Okay. 100 gold. Where I will then spend the next couple of hours making as many flasks as I can.
All right. You can make 4 flasks of holy water.
So 4 gold then. Is that right? No, 8 gold.
Yeah.
Plus the one from earlier, so 10 gold.
So here's a question.
Okay.
Do I have to drink the vial and then hold off turning into a fox? Or do I have to hold off on drinking the vial, hoping I just won't turn?
Exactly.
What?
Exactly. Hold up on drinking the vial until you can't hold yourself back anymore.
Why am I doing this?
Nobody knows.
That's why I was all, we're going to have to give it to you like we give a dog meds.
If I turn and I have it, if I turn, there is no giving a dog meds. I'm a werefox. There is no, yeah. I'm gonna go hang my head out the window and smoke some weed and contemplate how my life choices got me here.
That's fair.
I just say I could like strap a big old steak on me full of the little tincture and then just let you nom on me because I have no flesh or anything.
Always the practical one.
I know, right? It's always an option, is what I'm saying.
Put some chicken eggs in the bag of holding. Foxes love chicken eggs.
I get the chickens.
Chicken
All right.
probably be better for a werefox.
So you've got your poison Dominion and you got your holy water Gregor.
Yep.
What are you going to do now?
What time is it?
It is 2 p.m.
Gonna eat lunch
Okay.
because I just got high.
You got the munchies.
You have some pork roast and potatoes and carrots and beets and some purple mash, great mash number 3 for wine.
No, I have water.
Okay.
I'll take another.
After what we did, I don't trust the alcohol here. Since they don't have orange juice or anything, it's fine. Whatever. All right. What are we doing besides filling time?
You're supposed to meet Lady Voctor at 8 o'clock at her Voctor house.
So it is 8 o'clock now?
No, that's when you need to meet her. It's 2 o'clock now.
2 o'clock
we got a
now.
while.
Okay. Yeah.
You can skip ahead if you want. It doesn't matter to me.
Yeah,
Oh, it's in the head.
yeah. I'm gonna stuff a sheet into my backpack and just look for that. When I come out of this. I'll probably be naked and just put shit in the bag holding. Um, let's skip. Let's fast forward.
So where do
Are
you
you skipping out on anybody, or is it just us?
do what?
Was Betty skipping out on you at all?
What do you mean skipping out?
Like audio breaking?
She was a little bit, yeah, but I think she's back to normal now. Betty, say something.
Say something.
There we go.
Fine.
That's what he does.
All I'm saying is the biggest sentence I heard out of that consecutively was shit in the bag of holding.
I'm gonna put a bed sheet in my bag of holding, or not in the bag of holding, in my backpack.
Okay.
So when things do go down, please, when I come back, cover me. And while if it happens, when it happens, please just put all my shit in the bag of holding. Thank you.
Okay, that makes more sense. I didn't want to have to clean it out.
Yeah. Sorry about that. I don't know what happens.
Hey, you do what you gotta do, man.
Okay.
You going to Proctor House?
Smoking a joint.
And then yes.
Okay. Proctor House.
Pick it on the end.
All right, you meet Lady Proctor and Victor outside the door to the cellar.
Okay.
To the cellar.
So, what are we doing, old woman?
Hold on one second.
Now we play the waiting game.
I'm looking for music real quick.
Thank you. I was wondering about that.
Please be Chicken Dance. Or the Benny Hill.
I don't know. We could do some Imagine Dragons, eyes closed. Be a little cocky, but that's okay.
All right. She has her 4 henchmen.
Where'd she go?
She has her 4 henchmen stand guard about the cellar door, and you all clamber down the steps into the cellar. Flickering candles and iron holders fill this room with light and shadows. This room has a 10-foot high ceiling and a large black pentagram inscribed on the stone floor. At each point of the pentagram rests a wooden chair. Thousands of gouges and scratches line the stone walls around the circle, many stained with faded blood centuries old. The far wall of the chamber bears a 3-foot-tall carving of a dagger with a curved hilt, with the phrase, "In silence, death," carved in 12-inch letters immediately below it. As you take in the scratches along the walls and ceiling, you notice that most form a particular word, endlessly repeated in ancient stonework: traitor. And one thing I forgot, Gregor, you've got Demillion. You know how you had 2 amber shard necklaces?
Yeah.
You've only got one now, the one that was first given to you.
Okay, what happened to the other one?
It's in Gregor's chest now.
Okay.
I got a nipple.
Did your nipple suck up my necklace?
Apparently.
Nipple sucker?
You get weird.
Homelander.
Baby, what's the Milky?
First of all, I'm just like I'm staring at this room going, do I say something? Do I not say? Is this like Fight Club? We don't talk about Fight Club.
Maybe.
I don't know. I don't know what to do.
You're asking too many questions.
I'm gonna look at Lady Doctor and just kind of raise my eyebrow and be like, I'm gonna point at my chest and point at her and be like, hey, what's up, sister?
What?
I just joined the sorority. Please don't haze me. What the hell is going on here? This is not exactly what I thought I was signing up for.
Never is.
Right? Feel like I just bought a shitty timeshare.
It's clearly the Assassin Guild quest from Skyrim.
Shit. The Assassin's
Which one's
Guild
going to be
is
the guilty
way
one?
I'm never guilty.
I kid. So if there is any linking there, I apologize. That was unintentional.
It's okay, I kid too.
Okay, Lady Proctor leads you to a secret door that takes you into the room with a pentagram on the floor.
Man, so we have to bring that into this. It was disrespectful. Why can't we use a crucifix? We are dealing with vampires.
What in the holy paganism is going on in here?
Okay, let me see here. Lady Proctor, standing at the threshold of her ancestral home, gazes towards the darkened stairway that leads to the cellar. Her voice is steady, tinged with the weight of memories. When I was but a child, tales of monstrous creatures dwelling in our cellar filled my nights with dread. My parents spoke of its ancient hungers, its seething hatreds, longing for freedom. After their passing, when the weight of our estate fell upon my shoulders, I ventured below, my heart heavy with fear. She paused as her eyes reflecting a flicker of the dim light. Yet when I reached the depths of our house, I found nothing but an empty room. The only signs of the beast were the scratches and carving etched deep into the walls, marks that no amount of effort has erased. With a slight shrug, she continues. Despite its ominous history, this chamber has proven to be secure and invaluable. There are no hidden magics within its stones, no lurking creatures. It is, after all, just a part of my home, indispensable as any other.
Okay, you sure about this? It's like been fact checked a couple times. Independent sources.
Do what?
So you sure about this? It's been fact checked a couple times by independent sources.
Victor says, yes, I'm sure this will work to get us into the ethereal plane to rescue Stella.
Yeah, so quick question. What happens if I'm in there and say I turn into a rare fox?
I don't know.
Y'all are
Didn't you
dumb.
get the tincture?
I did, but I don't think I'm gonna do you much good in fox form. So Ricky Ticky Tavi informed me that I can hold this off for a while. So we're just gonna fuck around and find out and see what happens.
All right. Speaking of
You
which,
sound so salty about it.
I need Dame to make a Constitution saving throw.
It's not fair. Where you at? Come on, baby.
25.
20, 24.
25 because I get a +1 on saves.
Okay. All right. You feel the tension. You feel your bones aching a bit, like they're trying to grow longer, but you hold it back and you don't shift into a fox just yet.
Take another hit off my fight. Y'all about ready? Let's
You
get this done.
let's do this.
All right. Victor retrieves his copy of ethereal entities from a pocket in his cloak, using his mage hand spell to hold it open before him. Victor stands just inside the edge of the runic circle, his head bowed as he reads aloud from the old tome that floats before him. Though his right hand shakes and trembles, his left is steady and precise as he draws delicate patterns through the musty air, leaving spiraling trails of pale white light in his fingers' wake. He begins to chant under his breath, slowly at first, then slowly rising in volume and speed. At the center of the circle, the hag's heartstone seems to hum with a subsonic energy that you feel rather than the ear. Suddenly you feel it, a deep shudder of the world beneath your feet, as if the stone floor had momentarily rippled like quicksilver. A thin white light mottled with black inky shadow begins to shine forth from the cracks between the cobblestones, pulsing as if beating in time to a deep, distant heart. The heartstone trembles, then snaps to a perfect unnatural angle, perfectly perpendicular to the ground below. Its obsidian sheen is replaced by a spectral luminance that flickers in rhythm with the words of the ritual. Victor's voice grows louder, stronger, ringing clearly through the air as the world seems to quiet around him, the air bending closer as if to listen. The heartstone begins to lift into the air, its surface flashing with a brilliant pearlescence. Even as it does, however, mist roil at the corner of the room, inaudible whispers echoing from its wispy depths. The room begins to quake, the brightness beneath the stone floor flickering beneath the shadow and the light. Suddenly, a dark shadow flashes across the wall, a wispy human shape. It is tall, gaunt, and hooded, its limbs unnaturally long as it reaches its dark claws out toward the circle. Sweat beads across Victor's forehead, and his voice quavers, nearly slipping, when he continues to read, his left hand a blur of motion and light as the ritual reaches its ascending peak. Victor's voice cuts through the air, uttering a final triumphant syllable. The clawed shadow vanishes just as the arcane power in the air surges. The next moment is not so much a step as a lurch, a sensation like being jerked forward by your navel. Your vision warps as if you've been plunged under water, and you can feel your form shifting and rising into the air like drifting in a dream. And then the disorientation ends. The world settles back into place. The chamber around you remains, but it now seems ethereal, faded, near translucent. The air around you feels thinner, almost intangible. The clouds of silver gray mist hang like veils in every direction.
Okay.
This is some Alice in Wonderland shit.
Whippy.
A few moments later, you hear a teenage girl's voice behind them, a joyous and triumphant as it exclaims, "Victor!"
Look, it's what's her face? Stella!
It's Stella. Spectre of a 16-year-old Stella Voctor who floats down to the players from 10 feet above the ground. She appears as she does in life, though her body is translucent and her legs below the knees have begun to fade into mist. Stella attempts to throw her arms around Victor for a hug, but fails, her arms passing through his body. Oh, Stella says sadly. Victor's eyes widen, and he begins rummaging through his cloak. You're losing your tangibility faster than I thought, he says. We need to get you back to your body as quickly as possible. He retrieves a piece of chalk and begins drawing a modified teleportation circle on the ground. Stella looks over at Lady Voctor and says, Mother, is that really you? Lady Voctor nods, her face pale but his heart is stone. We're going to get you out of here, Stella, I promise it. While Victor continues his preparation, Stella's spirit floats over to the players. She thanks them for all their help and for supporting Victor in a difficult time. He gets so determined sometimes, she says quietly, watching him work. I was so scared he would hurt himself in his efforts to help me. Thank you for being there for him.
No problem. Hopefully we're here for both of you and you get saved. Right, guys?
Mm-hmm.
All in a day's work.
There we go. G.I. Joe.
Just as Victor is completing his modified teleportation circle, a ghost appears. A soft, boyish laughter echoes through the ethereal fog. A faint spectral light flickers into being beyond the gray mist, coalescing into a slender humanoid shadow. Does anybody do anything?
Observe.
Wait, I don't mean to hurt you. The spectral silhouette glows in brightness and definition until it assumes a more solidified shape. The ethereal form of a ghostly young man. He appears to be no more than 14, his form shimmering with a warm, inviting light that seems to soften the gray monotone of his surroundings. He wears short pants, a loose shirt, a vest, though his body becomes wisp of curling fog not far below his knees. His eyes glitter with mirth, an elfin smile plays across his face, and his unkempt hair drifts lazily amidst the gloom. When he speaks, his voice is cheery and light. His fingers twitch with excitement. Stella, you brought your friends. How are you doing, strangers? I'm not that we are strangers. I've talked to you before. This is Erasmus von Richten.
Von Richten, eh?
And he looks like this one here because it's a poltergeist.
Can I do a perception check?
Okay. Okay, what do you perceive him?
Something feels off. Does he feel off?
No, he feels like he's on your side.
Okay. I just don't trust him.
I just know
Sorry.
Erasmus, appearing suddenly yet composed, addresses the party with a sense of urgency, his gaze intense. I've been assisting Stella in the ethereal plane since her arrival. She's adapted well, but there's risk she could drift into the deep ethereal. We must act quickly to return her to her body. He shifts slightly, his expression growing more solemn. Be aware of the spirits who are unusually active. They have sensed the disruption that Stella's presence causes. These spirits have largely lost their minds and memories. They can be unpredictable and dangerous. Erasmus pauses and then adds the hint of concern. About that shadow you noticed during the etherealness ritual, it wasn't me, but it does resemble the gallows speaker, a malicious entity that attacked Stella soon after she arrived here. We must be cautious. His intentions are undoubtedly malevolent.
Okay. I'm on high alert now.
So what do y'all do as Victor's finishing up the teleportation circle?
And I'm listening to my dagger for one.
Did it go wee woo?
It's strangely silent. There's no sound, not even a regular normal scream.
Well, that's
Really?
Is my undead radar going off or anything?
It's quiet too.
Even with the spirit here.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Well, I guess it's not a ghost detector technically.
Just a second.
I don't know. Any ideas there, hun?
I don't know.
Roll for
All
it.
And wise. Then wise.
Victor directs Stella to stand in the center of the circle. As they take up a position beside her, Victor informs you all that once it begins, the ritual will take 10 minutes to complete. During this time, Erasmus adds, the circle's magic will blaze like a beacon, attracting wayward spirits that might seek to take Stella's place and return to life by inhabiting her soulless body.
Alrighty then.
So if you wouldn't mind helping me guard Stella's body, Stella's soul until the ritual is complete, that would be great.
Okie dokie.
Sure.
That's what we're here for.
Okay.
Did I miss a memo?
Victor begins reading the ritual's incantations from his spellbook. Suddenly, the mist in the corners of the building, of the room, turn into something else.
Well, that was quick. Are you still there?
5 specters come from the corner of the walls. Everybody make a initiative roll.
Sweet.
Yeah, was right.
I ain't afraid of my ghosts. And I can't roll for sweet rolls, so
Okay. You should be able to now.
What?
You should have access to Sweet Roll now. But I'll add them to the combat tracker though.
Thank you.
Okay, the specters act first. The one by Sweet Roll is going to try to attack Sweet Roll. 15. What is Sweet Roll's AC? 13. So that's a hit.
Can I add, if I added 2 to its AC, would it make it not a hit?
Do what?
If I use a loo to add 2 to its AC, would it make it not a hit? 15 against 15?
Say it one more time because you're breaking up.
I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay. If I use a loo to add 2 to his AC, would that even it out and make it not a hit?
No, 15 would hit it anyway.
Okay.
He takes 10 points of necrotic damage and needs to make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh,
Sweet Roll's maximum hit points are down by 10.
Okay, well, I can't control that.
I can. All right. Spectre number 2 in the northeast corner is going to attack Dominion. You take 13 points of damage, of necrotic damage, and you need to roll a DC 10 Constitution save.
Uncanny dodge for half damage. What did they do to me?
Okay, 7.
And Constitution saving. $23.
All right, you don't lose your target hit point maximum. Southwest corner is going to attack Callisto. $15 misses. The one in the center of the bottom wall is going to attack Lady Voctor. That's a hit. $10 points of damage. All right, that's it for the Spectre's turn. Gregor, you're up. Y'all are muted right now. I guess the dogs are barking.
Yeah, sorry. I'm gonna pull out my little Lightbringer mace, and I guess I'm going to move up here and try to thwack this guy real good, right in the face.
Okay.
And trying to find my sheet. Skadoosh. I'm assuming that's a hit.
Yes.
Then I also roll a 1d6 for undead. These are undead, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't want to assume.
Liar, you totally wanted to assume.
There we go.
All right, let's
You heard it pretty well.
Heard it well.
Your turn.
Who took damage a second ago?
Dominion did in the sweet roll.
Okay. So what's Sweet Row at right now?
No, I didn't.
He's 16 out of 16 now.
Ah, okay.
Used to be out of 27.
Yeah. Oh, he had the temporary.
Do what?
He had temporary hit points, right?
That was past a long rest ago.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'm going to go ahead and cast as a bonus action whatever my little healing spell is. 1 second. Healing word
Okay. On who?
on Betty.
Okay.
And she will get that many HPs back.
8 HP back, Betty.
And that's it for my turn.
Okay. It's Sweet Roll's turn. What's Sweet Roll doing?
Wait a minute. Give me just a second.
Okay.
Now he's gonna fall the bitch that hit him.
Okay.
Hopefully. $17?
That's a hit. 8. So he does 4. One spirit in the corner vanishes in the mist.
Yay, sweet roll!
All right, Callisto, you're up.
Okay. I'm going to smack this one in the corner next to me with you.
Okay.
Living hit.
That's a miss.
Ooh. I'm going to take one more swing at him. Beep. Damn it. Really?
You get another attack, I think, to Dread Ambusher.
Yeah. Just on my first go, so.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me? Okay. Done.
You're having one of my days.
Apparently.
Victor is reading the spell still. Demillion, you're up.
I'm gonna whack corner dude.
Okay.
With... Alright. I'm gonna attack it with my daggers.
Which of your daggers are magical?
Screamy boy. My dagger of warning.
Okay.
The other one is silver.
All right. Roll your dagger of warning attack first.
Okay.
That's a miss. Roll your second dagger. That's a hit. It's just like slashing air, though. You don't think it really hurt it that much at all. And it's Lady Voctor's turn. She runs up to try to protect Stella. And that's the end of the turn. Okay.
Did
Okay.
it go invisible?
They vanish into the mist. A chill wind rushes in, carrying with it an unmistakable pallor of death and despair. A low, rattling breath rumbles through the air. A mere feet before you, a figure begins to coalesce in the air above, its form writhing and shifting from the ethereal mist. It is a being of bone and tattered robes, its face a skull that betrays neither emotion nor mercy. Dark, vacant eye sockets stare out of the nothingness, its skeletal claw-tipped hands flexing as it glides silently through the air. The same clawed hands, you realize, as the dark shadow that appeared as you entered the ethereal plane. As it moves, its long, flowing cloak billows around it, revealing humanoid visages woven into the fabric itself. Each face in this tapestry bears an ever-shifting expression of pain, sorrow, fear, regret, anger, or despair, their dark mouths whispering a mournful, maddening cacophony. From the clouds of mist bob 5 wispy walls of light, flickering with soft golden glow as they flank the cloaked figure to a side, with the final wisp hovering above the figure's head. Faint and distant whispers ride on the cold and hungry wind beside them, relying on evident warmth promised by the small lamplight forms. Between them, the ghostly figure's skeletal jaws opens, its hollow eye sockets a dark, unending void. When it speaks, its hateful voice reverberates through the ethereal plane, the sound cutting through the mist like the grinding of a bone against bone. I am Leo de Silnia, the figure rasps, and we have come for the blood that is owed. One of its skeletal hands tightens its grasp around a lump upon its chest, an old leather-bound tome, its cover a deep crimson red and set with platinum filigree. The figure then reaches out with another skeletal hand, a single clawed finger pointing directly at STELLAAAA. And that, after I unhide the token, let me... That's what it looks like.
Hey, did you turn the silence on?
Yeah, it's just, it's
I don't
not doing
hear-
much right now.
I don't hear anything.
Huh. It's real quiet right now. And I'm going to say, with it being almost 9:15, we're going to stop for the night and start next up with the fight then.
Sounds good.
Okie dokie.
Alrighty.
Well, I guess that means it's time to say good night.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for coming out, everybody. If you liked what you saw, please give us a like. It really means a lot. And if you want to comment, let us know what we're doing bad, good, or ugly. Let us know. It'd be really helpful. We'll see you again next Monday. Bye.
Bye.
Oi.
Bye.